Hey everybody, welcome to the Missouri Woods and Water Podcast. Nate, Micah, hosting tonight.
Everybody, if you aren't sure who this is Micah Winstead.
It has been a little bit.
Is a guy that used to be on our show that is making an appearance. You know, he's gracing me with his
What do you got to
presence.
say about Andy then?
Oh, I'm going to give Andy an even worse time.
All right, well, let's
There's
talk
this
about him for a
There's this
second.
other guy that used to be on our podcast. His name's Andy. And I'm not even sure if he still lives in this area.
I've talked to him, so he is alive. But
He's alive. That's solid.
about it.
That's good.
That's about all we know.
Yeah, that's all we know. But welcome back.
Appreciate it, bud.
You know,
Appreciate
glad your vacation's over.
Appreciate you holding it down for us.
I don't know if I've been doing that. I just was here.
Yeah. And joining us tonight, I guess, buddy. Been a while since we've seen each other, talked or whatnot, but Alex Gahner. That's right, Gahner?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just like it. So we're going to be doing a hunter profile tonight. Alex lives.
My son is showing me his tooth he just lost.
Oh, nice. Better put it on your pillow. You might get like $20 for that.
I doubt it.
So yeah, we're going to be doing kind of a hunter profile. Alex lives a pretty cool life, so we wanted to get on here and hear about it, man.
Just so the listener knows, by the way, I am hearing this with them. I have just met
I don't
Alex.
know a lot of it. I've just seen little bits and pieces.
I've just met
you know.
Alex for the first time tonight, and I don't know anything about Alaska, any of that stuff. So
you already
I'm
You already
excited.
fucked it up.
Why did I? People are going to hear it. So I'm
matter.
excited.
Yeah.
But let's do some sponsors with our guest here, because I like to hear like what their experiences are with certain pieces of gear. Like
Being
what
in
they use.
Alaska, you probably have to have some pretty certain
nice
type of stuff.
You can make it through with a lot less, and I've done it, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
You gotta kind of.
Well, since we're talking about that, let's start with Huntworth Gear. Huntworth Gear, use our code MWW15 for 15% off.
I think they got a sale going on right now.
If you have never tried Huntworth Gear, I'm telling you, I'm guessing Sitka is on you a lot.
Yeah.
You a Sitka
See,
guy?
Mm-hmm.
Knew it. And I used to be, so I'm not going to give you a hard time. I'm
fun.
telling you now, Huntworth Gear is just as good.
Yeah. I've used their gloves, and I really enjoy them.
A lot of people say that if they haven't, like.
Well, their gloves are everywhere.
Yeah.
Like their gloves are in
Well, they actually
Walmarts.
started as a glove company.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. But, dude, their stuff is, it keeps me toasty when I need it to. And you can, go early season through late season with it. And it's so much more affordable.
Yeah.
Then that's the only the knock. We make fun of Sitka sometimes just because we like to.
It's easy.
It's easy to. But, that's all I wore before we started working with Huntworth because it worked. But it also cost me $600 for a single coat.
Right.
At times. So
When you can get a whole kit.
yeah. But Huntworth Gear, check them out. HuntworthGear.com. Alps Outdoors, use our code 2025 for Woods Water. So 2025 Woods Water for 30% off. I just actually sold a guy a Enforcer pack today.
Oh, did you?
On
Got
Facebook.
rid of it?
Yeah, well, because I used the stool.
Right.
So I stopped using that Enforcer pack, and I'm wishing the guy good luck and his dad because his dad and him were out working today. They went out turkey hunting together, and
Which
then
is great for that.
his dad was like, "I'm getting uncomfortable," and his son has the Grand Slam pack from Alps, and so he's like, "Well, let me just get on Facebook Marketplace." I forgot I had that. It's been for sale for like a year and a half
Really?
on there. And I just kind of forgot I had it. And he's like, "Oh, Dad, here's one right here." So he sends me a message, and he's like, "Would you take this much?" I'm like, "Sure." And so I met him, and he's like, "I got it for my dad because he's getting uncomfortable, and he wants to be comfortable." And so good luck to Preston and his dad.
Good luck, boys.
I hope they're both comfortable tomorrow in their Alps. What do you call them? The kickstand packs.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they got the lean on them or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So check them out.
Athlon.
You do the next one.
Athlon Optics. Ridiculously good optics. You do any thermal hunting or anything?
Never have, no.
Never.
Ooh,
What about like glass? Do you rifle hunt?
Yeah, I do.
So what kind of glass do you usually put on?
Whatever comes
Whatever
with the gun.
comes with the gun.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that used to be me. I would buy the cheapest scope, and I usually try to find a gun that came with a scope. Like a lot of my guns came with scopes on them, and I just would use it.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Back before the suppressors and all that
I
stuff.
guess I've never bought one with the scope on it. I've always had to buy it after the thought. So I don't know, but we've been running Athlon. Their stuff's awesome. You need to come thermal hunting with us whenever the season kicks off next time, dude. You will be hooked.
It is fun.
Yep. So check them out.
Are you home during that time?
Oh,
February?
Yeah, I should be.
March? Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, on X, use our code MWW20 for 20% off. Got to go to the website, get that 20% off. I don't know why you wouldn't get the elite plan. Micah just sent me a pin today for a new coyote hunting spot. Looks good, by the way.
Yesterday. But, yeah.
Yesterday. Thank you.
It does look good.
Looks good. I wish we could do other stuff there.
Yeah, I tried to work that in. It didn't work out.
I was like, what about deer? And you're like, they hunt it. I'm like, dumb.
I'll tell you you know who owns it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Check out OnX. I'm guessing you use mapping services.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, OnX.
Yeah.
Especially living out in Alaska, probably not knowing what's
Oh,
what.
you ruined it.
Shut up.
You ruined it.
Yeah.
But, check them out. Black Ovis, use our code MWW10 for 10% off. Alex, do you know what Black Ovis is?
No, I do not.
Okay. This is an educational moment.
It is.
So, we're
What
going to
about
tell Craig.
Camofire? Have you ever heard of Camofire?
I have.
Okay.
So,
I still get their emails.
Yep.
nice. So, Camofire and Black Ovis are the same company.
Okay.
Camofire is actually the first company, which is a daily rotating deal of, rotating door of just deals. You can get their app, and, every day, or every 24 hours, there's a
something different
list
comes
of
on
new
sale.
things. Well, Black Ovis is a online retailer. So they sell Black Ovis gear and then any other company's gear that they would consider, stuff that they would use. So optics, camo, arrows. They have a custom arrow ID shop. I'm trying to think of like all the different stuff.
They
that you
got
can get.
everything.
Just anything that you can kind of think that you would want to get from like a Bass Pro or a Shields.
Okay.
This is an online retailer.
And usually they got better deals.
They do, and they're also great folks.
Yeah, they're awesome.
10% goes on top of sale items as well.
Oh, that's nice.
On our stuff. So,
Yep.
like if you get a sale item, you can also use the code and get 10% off more. So, great folks out there, and their custom arrow ID shop, which by the way would be a good time to get that done. Is
I need to talk to Craig about that.
we used to build our own arrows. I don't mess with it anymore because my arrow order is in there, and I just
repeat
and. Like, are you the one who's getting new arrows this year?
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about it. I'll be honest.
And I'm like, nah. So I still have like my arrows are still the 3 vein blazers because I don't mess with what works, and it's worked for me forever.
I'm switching. What arrow are you using right now?
I use the Easton Axis, the 5 mils.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yep.
I'm moving to the
TKO, isn't it?
Victory. Yeah, it's the Victory TKOs.
Isn't that a TKO?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Victory TKOs.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things.
There's part of me that would like to use a smaller diameter arrow, but
Yeah.
I use a Black Eagle
Rampage.
I've shot those for
7-8 years now.
maybe 10, and
no, not quite.
I shoot well with them.
So why mess with it?
So I just don't mess with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Black Ovis has got that and all kinds of other stuff. Check them out. Reveal cameras by Tacticam. I just said I went and got some cameras. Mine are all in bed. Oh, I got your camera, by the way.
Oh yeah. I finally picked all mine up the other day.
Nice.
Yeah. So got to get them all cleaned up and charged.
Yeah. Don't let me. I've got your camera sitting over there.
Yep.
Do you use cell cams out in Alaska?
Not in Alaska, no. There's no cell service where I'm at.
Good point.
Can you even use cameras out there?
I actually haven't even looked into it.
Don't really
I mean,
know.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because you're. Well, I mean, it would, I guess. But if it doesn't have cell service, it doesn't.
Yeah, you might as well just sit and soak.
I guess you could use a regular camera, but then you got to go check them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I'll tell you what, like out in Colorado, when we used to, guys would have cameras all the way at the top of the mountain. I'm like, God, so you go up there, set a camera, and then your ass goes back up there just to check it. Boy, I'll tell you what, congratulations.
Well, they get
for
forgotten a lot because we've
seen
we've
some,
camped, and there'd been a camera there, just sitting there rusting away or fading away, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Just because I'm pretty sure people just forget where they put them sometimes.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then last but not least, Habitat Works. Call our buddy Dustin Williams at 816-752-7390. Get 15% off any of his services, which is mapping and planning. I saw another one yesterday, and I'm like, dear Lord, like
he's killing it, man.
He's killing it. So great job, Dustin. And also, don't forget, he is a Whitetail Properties agent. So if you're looking for property and want to talk to somebody, call him or Jason. But that is our sponsors. We thank them very much. We thank our listeners very much for what they do for us. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, Missouri Woods and Water. That is kind of what we're trying to grow right now. Sure, I guess it'd be cool if our Instagram had a lot of followers, but whatever.
It's whatever.
You can follow it if you want, and we'll post stuff from time to time. But yeah, we're trying to grow that YouTube. So go give it a follow and hit the bell for alerts. I'm not very good at that stuff.
I have no idea.
A lot of people
I've
I
never
watch
done that
YouTube
before.
videos like,
Never
you got to subscribe and hit the bell.
I've never heard hit the bell before.
It tells you when there's a new video up.
Oh.
Our videos come out every Tuesday,
Well, I knew
just
that.
like the podcast.
I knew that.
But we try, we're going to try to do some more stuff. I keep saying that, gear reviews. For instance, there's a Black Ovis shirt called the Realm, which is they've got a short sleeve and then they've got a hoodie. It's my favorite thing ever. I wear.
Is that hoodie you wear a lot?
Yep, it's the lightweight one.
They had a T-shirt of it.
Yeah, they also have a T-shirt basically for the same thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so kind of gear reviews, kind of talking about that sort of stuff.
That's a good idea. I want to do a bunch of coyote hunts too this summer. I feel like it'd be easier in the summer.
Yeah, I guess, but then you're filming.
So
I just
fun.
don't want to film.
I mainly want to get on there with like Austin.
Yeah, that would be
dogging.
fine. Go and not even take a rifle and just kind of.
Yeah.
Of course, he's already doing that though.
Yeah, but his suck. I love
Is
you.
he doing still alive still?
Yeah. No, I feel like he's cut back on that. So our buddy, he's got a decoy dog,
Okay.
and so
Yeah.
he goes out there and films it or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Why do they suck? Because they're on his phone.
Yeah, and he won't buy he bought a microphone because you
Uh-huh.
can't hear what he's saying. So it irritates me. He knows this.
I'll tell you what though, most iPhones got really good cameras.
No, it's fine, but whenever you're zoomed in and he's doing both, so it's a little hard for him to do everything all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing good for what he's doing, but just saying, I think
like
it'd be
it.
cool.
I mean, I don't see him very often just because if I don't catch it that second, watch it. I usually don't.
yeah,
but-
he hasn't done live in a while.
Well, you can't really hunt right now.
Right. Yeah, it's not
So,
even season. So.
Anyways, I am looking forward to May.
Yeah.
When is it? When is turkey season technically over?
May
You-
11th.
May 11th.
Okay, so
Pretty sure.
So yeah, after that.
basically after that is when I'm like, okay, now none of the stupid shit is going on, so we can.
Yeah, you might not know this, but I could give two shits less about turkeys.
Oh, I'm in
Samesies.
the same boat right now.
Samesies.
You're mad at him
I'm
right now. Huh?
mad.
You're in the same boat right now because you're getting your ass handed to you. It sounds like
Yes.
we're just in that boat because we don't give a fuck.
And I've said it before, but it's probably because like any of
100%.
our
Yeah.
spots, like we just don't have.
We just don't have turkeys there.
Just don't have them. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out there and bust my ass for nothing.
It is fun. Don't get me wrong. It
Yeah.
would be fun, but like for me and him and even Andy,
Andy would do it.
Andy
more.
would, and he does, but he
Yeah.
doesn't do it because like he used to, and I think it's because we're so ate up with coyote hunting that this is kind of our break.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've been doing it hard for all winter, and then now it's like, oh, okay, it's turkey
Take a
season. We
breather.
can kind of like take a breather, and then summer coyote hopefully do a little more of it than I did last year. But yeah, so let's let Alex introduce himself
Yeah.
and talk about that sort of
Alex,
stuff.
let's get obviously everybody knows your name now, but how old are you?
I'm 23. I'll be 24 in May.
Okay.
Oh, you're so old.
24 in May. You were born in Missouri, correct?
Yes.
All right. What's your favorite thing about the Missouri outdoors?
The diversity.
See, that's everybody's answer.
What
man.
a freaking loser! No, I'm just
No.
kidding. That's a very common answer, because it's
We gotta
true.
come up with a different question. Honestly,
We do,
'cause
yeah.
That legitimately is.
What's your least favorite thing?
Yeah.
No, but like it's a true answer, right?
Oh,
I mean, you can hunt. You can hunt bears now. You can hunt elk. I mean,
Hunt
No, it's
fish.
ridiculous.
yeah.
There's
Not
a
that-
lot. There's a lot of things to do in Missouri.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So you've lived in Missouri your whole life.
Yep.
For the most part.
But you don't really.
Well, we're gonna get into that
For
in a little
tax
bit.
purposes.
We're gonna get into that. But so when did you start hunting? Like where did when did it all begin for you?
Well, my dad, he was stationed in Fort Riley.
Military
And,
man.
Yeah, military, yes.
He's a big old dude.
Yeah.
Like I've only met him a handful of times. Always a super nice guy, but he was one of those guys. Like I would not.
Like
wanna
how
piss him
big?
off.
How big is his dad?
He just big,
like just
tall,
He
big.
thick.
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
He thick.
Yeah.
But I was like 3 years old. My dad was stationed out there, and he was like, "I'm going hunting," and my mom was like, "You're not taking him." He's like, "I'm taking him." And then ever since then, he started going up to their family member's farm
Mhm.
up in northeast Missouri, and she was like, "Well, the only way you're going is if he's going." And so I've been going up there since I was 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Shot my first deer when I was 6.
Is it in Pike County?
No, it's in Lewis County.
I don't know which one that is because you hear the Twin Pikes.
Yeah.
You know, the Pike County, Illinois, and Missouri. Those are some really good deer areas.
So you've been doing it
Since you
pretty much
my whole life.
Yeah, pretty much your whole life. So you get it on. So I mean, that's awesome because like your dad got you involved. It was so different for us because like my grandpa, he was always the one that told me about hunting, but he only took me like once or twice. And like my dad had nothing to do with hunting. He didn't have anything against it, but he just wasn't a hunter.
Yeah.
And then he didn't start hunting until
I was in college.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot different. So that's pretty neat that you got to do it your whole life so far.
And I've definitely taken a rabbit hole into it and took off with it.
Yeah.
My dad, he was a meat hunter, so.
Yeah. Have you always been that way? Like, have you
Like,
always?
was it rifle?
Yeah,
Like when you were a
just
kid,
rifle
like
hunting.
you guys would go rifle season, you know, like the rite of passage in Missouri,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. When did you start? What kind of other hunting are you doing mostly?
Oh, I dabble in some waterfowl here and there, but I don't have the patience for it or the funds to go do that all the time.
I keep hearing.
So I just go with my buddies whenever they invite me.
Yeah.
Turkey hunting here and there, but dove hunting was always a big thing for us. Dove
Okay.
hunting and the opening weekend of rifle.
Dove hunting.
Just those are the 2 holidays that my dad does not budge on for work.
What does he like so much, or you, I guess, too, so much about dove hunting? Like what, you know, you hear about goose hunting, duck hunting, turkey hunting. Everybody's crazy about something. And a lot of people like dove hunting, but what about it is fun?
Well,
Like,
I mean, you're just
you just
out there
like
with
that-
your buddies.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring any decoys. You don't hang
start
out. It's
walking.
not cold.
Yeah.
It's not too hot generally. And you just hang out, shoot some birds, and then you don't really have much to clean, you know.
It's not much of a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun. A little bit. It's just a step into hunting as like trap shooting or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Kind of reminds me of Chase is learning how to skin fish right now, fillet fish out. And he was at his grandpa's last week, and he's like, I want to do one today, my own grandpa. So he caught a bass. Ended up having like this much meat. It was yeah.
Butchered it.
It wasn't very big. No, it just wasn't very
just a
big.
small
Tiny
bass.
little bass. And
Okay.
Albert's like, I guess we'll do this one. And there was like this much fillet on each side.
Nice. Hey man, he did it himself.
Yeah.
Proud
But
of
no, and he didn't lose any fingers.
That's always
Yeah,
a plus.
that's a plus.
Yeah.
But
So why are the
yeah.
turkeys pissing you off right now?
They have not been talking. Opening morning, they flew down onto the neighbors, crossed a big creek, and just never saw anything opening morning. And then was that Tuesday, we had a tom fly out. He landed probably 200 yards from us and just would not come in. We
Mhm.
tried to make a move on him, and then we ended up having a doe spook out of the field, and she took him with him.
Oh dang.
And then today, we had, started off, we had a hen right at first light. And then we were just kind of sitting there, didn't hear any gobbles, didn't hear any hens, nothing. And I was kind of looking to my left, and then all of a sudden, coyote came out of the corner of my eye and exploded on my freaking decoy.
Whoa, I bet that was cool.
It scared the crap out
did
of
you
me.
kill the
bet.
coyote?
No. It was,
Every turkey hunt is a coyote hunt.
well, you see,
Although I guess I don't know.
You can kill them with turkey methods.
No, I'm saying would it do that? I would assume it'd kill a coyote.
Yeah,
I
sure.
was
yeah.
at 10 yards.
Oh yeah, you would
You
have killed him.
shooting TSSs or
TSS out of a 410.
Oh dang.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would
Trying
have done
that.
it. Yeah,
But
would have done it.
That's cool. That's cool. I was just going to ask you about something on that, and it just fell right out of my head.
So you going
So
tomorrow
never mind.
morning?
Oh,
yeah,
Are you hunting evenings?
not really. I'm only here.
Are you gonna try it? Now that it's legal to hunt them after 1 o'clock, isn't it? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Isn't
all
it?
day
That's
now
what I
on,
thought.
on private land or whatever.
I was going to, but my girlfriend, she,
Got
I'm
some
only
stuff for
home
you
for
to do?
10 days,
Yeah.
so she likes to sleep in a little bit.
So yeah, you got to spend some time.
Yeah.
It's not stupid.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pick your battles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say something, but I'm sure she's gonna listen, so I'm probably not.
You've never been bashful.
I know, but I'm going to. They're young. They're probably in love. I don't want to mess that up for anybody. I'm sure she's a nice lady.
She is.
Okay. But
That's cool.
yeah. So what kind of piqued my interest and I wanted to get it on here. So you actually travel to Alaska.
Yep.
Every year, and you're there for how long?
6 to 7 months.
And
About at a time, yeah.
okay, and you're doing that for work. So what is it that you do for a living?
So
Male prostitute. Well, let me guess. First one. I get 3 guesses. Male prostitute.
No.
Some sort of a lodge.
Yes. So I work for Highliner Lodge.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll tag them.
There you go.
yeah, they would enjoy that.
Yeah.
But
They're
so
gonna
I
be like,
started
why is
working
this
there.
account from Missouri freaking tagging us?
Started working there in 2021, right after I graduated.
What got?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah,
how did
what-
this even
yeah,
happen?
What got you there?
So COVID, I was gonna go be a welder. That didn't work out, just with COVID and the election year and all that. And I had a family friend who'd fished up in Alaska for, I don't know, the latter part of his career. He was a veterinarian, so he just had all the ends to go just about anywhere in Alaska and fish.
Mm-hmm.
And he had became good friends with the lodge owner, back in like 2010 or something like that. And they stayed in contact, and they were reaching out to their close friends and asking if they had anybody that they would recommend to bring up, because it was during COVID. They didn't want to really go out on too much of a limb on people.
Right, sure. Right.
And he told me about it, and I was like, yeah, let's try it. And so I took my first airplane ride to Alaska, and then I took my second airplane ride to Pelican, which is on like a little seaplane, which is
So that's how you get
insane. Yeah. We're on Chichikov Island, so it's about 100 miles from Juneau.
there. Okay.
It's completely surrounded by water. There's only way there is a boat or a seaplane.
No shit.
How big's the island?
Oh, it's about 30 miles by 75
So
miles.
it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty
Good
decent
size
sized
one.
island.
Yeah.
Yeah. The highest population density brown bears in the world
Oh gosh.
reside on that island.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that's exciting.
Honestly, I've seen
Is that the right word for it?
Well,
Terrifying.
I mean, same thing.
I've seen 3 bears in the 5 years I've been there.
Really?
Yep.
I would have just thought that you'd be kicking them out of your trash can every morning.
Nope.
So they
The-
pretty much stay to themselves for
Yeah.
the most part.
I mean, you'll get some trash bears and some bears in town, but
Yeah.
generally they
That's
get taken
probably
care
probably
of.
black bears anyways too, or is there no black bears?
There's no black bears. They're the only big game animals on that island are Sitka black-tailed deer and brown bears.
No
Okay.
shit.
Yep. No goats, no moose, no nothing.
No cats.
elk,
Nothing.
No
Nothing.
elk.
just bear.
Sitka
and-
blacktails and bears.
Sitka,
Yep.
which we'll get into that because you've hunted the blacktails.
Yeah, I
right?
have.
Stay.
Okay, yeah.
I want to
back
hear about
to-
this job.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you got this job.
So you went to go there the first time, right?
Yep.
You just went fishing.
No, so I
No,
went
you
there
went
as
to
a
work.
job.
Okay.
Yep. Got up
Okay.
there in May, and I was working in the fish room. So they run about 7 boats, and every day they bring their fish back, and then they've got to get processed,
Yep.
packaged and
So
frozen.
you got really good at.
Oh, we did about, I think it was 75,000 pounds of fillets. So that's packaged, vacuum sealed in a box that we had shipped out that year.
Is this for commercial?
This is all,
This is all people they took.
yep.
And
paying clients to come
Fish
fish,
came
charter.
Wow.
now, do some of those fish get eaten by the? Like you guys, do you guys have a cook on staff and stuff like that?
So
that
you
prepare
can't,
meals?
you can't. So we're a lodge, not like a bed
An
and breakfast or
outfitter.
anything.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
So we can't sell commercially or processed fish.
No shit.
Yeah.
So you have to sell.
we have to buy
You
commercial
have
caught
to
fish.
cook them food.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Yep, because we're basically the same as a restaurant.
Oh, I'll be danged.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Like I would think, oh, I've caught this big ass salmon. I don't know.
I'm assuming you're mostly saying. Well, like what are
So-
the things y'all are going after?
So our main focus is big halibut.
Okay.
The family friend of mine that went up there, he caught a 466 pound halibut,
Jesus.
which it was like 96 or 97 inches long. It was an unofficial world record for a little
Wow.
bit. Yeah.
Gee, many
No
goodness.
kidding.
Yeah.
Now, had fishing been like when you took this job? I'm assuming you'd been fishing before in your life.
Oh yeah.
Was it a big part of your life at that time?
Oh definitely. When I was
Okay,
in
so,
high school, I
like,
had
fishing was
5 or 6 boats,
no shit.
always flipping them around and buying
Nice.
new ones. And
So this was like and how old are you at this time?
I was 19.
Like 18, 19, just
18,
out of high
19,
school
yeah.
then, and you're like, okay,
Mhm.
I'll go do this. That's cool. Yeah.
How did your mom and dad feel about this?
Yeah.
Well, they flew up with me to Juneau,
Okay.
and we had like a 5 or 6 day little vacation there.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, this place is awesome." And then I get to Pelican, and it was a little bit different than I was expecting. It's
Sure.
a boardwalk community, so there's no roads. Everything is up on a 12-foot pilings, and then there's a 12-foot wide boardwalk, and all the buildings are raised up because the tide comes in,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and there's water under your house.
Hmm.
It's a little bit different.
Like, is this one of those ones where the only like form of transportation is like golf carts and stuff?
Yep.
So no cars.
There's a couple cars.
There's a few.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Because I mean, I've seen
The big rollers in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my kids got me addicted to watching Outdoor Boys. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's a guy that he lives out in Alaska and he does all kinds of different adventures or blah 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 whatever. But he lives out in Alaska and he's always going to rural communities, and it's amazing that some people don't even have cars.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
get around with
People go their whole lives and not have a driver's license up there.
Yeah. Just four-wheelers, golf carts, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
probably a big culture shock for you.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. So like, what's like one of the craziest things you're like? This is just nuts. You would never see this in Missouri or wherever.
Oh.
Well, houses being up on stilts.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's all completely different way
Yeah.
of life. But there's this guy named Chris Howard, and he's a telecom lineman, and he's got just a little vacation home there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just an oddball guy. But, I mean, he's super awesome. But he was driving his four-wheeler, and he was like, I'm going to build a deck. So instead of, like, buying wood, he found a old excavator track up at the dump, and he drug it down the road in front of our lodge. And then his four-wheeler broke down and during our dinner service, so we had to go push his four-wheeler, and then had, like, 8 guys dragging this freaking track down the boardwalk.
And that track is his deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Wow. Well, I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
use what you got, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. That's cool.
I mean, it ain't like you can just go drive down to the hardware store
No, the nearest hardware store is 100 miles by boat.
by boat.
Yeah.
So, like, that first year, are you on, like, just a contract, basically? Like
Yeah.
a 6-month or
Mhm.
whatever it is?
Yep. Just
and
a
you're
seasonal.
like, I'll try it. Might as well try it and see what it's like.
Yeah, I had no intentions on going back.
Mm-hmm.
At the fish room, I did not like it that much. I mean, you're in a
It gets old, I'm sure.
Yeah, same thing every day.
Yeah.
You're in a small room with 3 guys, and you're just
But
cutting fish.
You're cutting your teeth, basically,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
Definitely.
But
And it kind of bit me, just seeing what all the other guys were doing construction, going out running boats. I was like, I want to do this again, but I don't want to be in the fish room.
yeah,
And so the owner of the lodge, he actually reached out and was like, "Hey, I'm looking for like an assistant, kind of a shadow in a way." And he was like, "I want you to be that guy." So I was like, "All right."
That
So I
seems
went
like
up-
a big jump.
It was.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
liked me because I didn't talk too much and I had good ideas.
Oh, okay.
can I make a joke?
Sure.
You went from being the fish bitch to his bitch.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That was
Definitely.
a good one. That was a good one.
But
literally, I mean, you're his assistant, right? So
Yeah.
you're like basically doing what he needs you to do.
yeah,
on a daily
anything and
basis.
everything. So we have a 91-foot boat that we haul all of our cargo, all of our groceries,
Mm-hmm.
construction materials, whatever, anything and everything. And it's called the Emerald Island. You can actually, it has a website. You can look it up. It's
The boat itself.
I'm
be
pretty
damned.
sure.
Hmm.
But it's pretty cool. So I run that boat. I'm working towards my license on that, so I can drive it with passengers on board, because it's got 12 staterooms, and we take that and anchor it out into this harbor, and then our clients stay on it like a floating hotel.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so they don't have it's like a 45-minute commute out to where we fish.
Yeah.
So they get an extra 2 hours of fishing every day.
Is that it?
Yep.
That's a cool boat.
Yeah.
That's a big boat.
It is a big boat.
Kind of looks like a tugboat almost.
It was a pilot boat.
Hmm.
So pilots, they was in the Puget Cross Sound, and before like seaplanes and everything were real big, they had that anchored up, and the pilots that would bring the big like tugboats and cruise ships into the Puget Sound,
Mm-hmm.
they lived on it.
I'll be danged.
And it's got a barge as well,
Hmm.
77-foot barge with it.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So we used to do freight runs on that. We'd go twice a week into town and get all of our food, groceries, construction materials, everything like
Anything you would need for
Yeah.
the week.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you don't just like, if you need a pack of screws,
Well,
like,
I
you
mean-
don't just run, like, there might be a hardware store or whatever.
Yeah,
but
there is.
there's
a
not,
small
like-
one.
options.
No.
There's not a Home Depot around the corner.
There's a lot of planning ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is that kind of what you do? Is just
Yeah,
plan ahead?
logistics kind
Yeah.
of thing now.
That's pretty cool. So have you been out like on the fishing boats too?
Yeah.
And helping out there?
Yep. So I'm a licensed captain now, so
Okay.
I wouldn't say I fish all the time, but I fished a handful of times, and one of the guys that runs the construction crew alongside of we're a Suzuki dealer, so we maintenance all of our own engines. We do all of our own
Mhm.
repairs. So one of the main guys that goes and gets to fix the boats every night when they come back broken.
Nice.
Do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So you went from his right-hand man to now, like, are you still doing that, or are you? Like,
yeah.
a
So
captain?
he's overhead of all of this stuff.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
he's kind of stepped away from the fishing side of things.
Gotcha.
And he's more focused on the construction, growing the lodge. 'Cause, I mean, he's 71 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to put people in place that will keep the business going for
Yeah. Whenever
foreseeable
that day
future.
comes for him,
Yeah.
right?
Is
right.
that your plan? Just stay there and keep doing this for the retirement type thing, or don't know yet? I mean, you're still young, so
I never have a decision until I've been home for a month and trying to at least kill a deer.
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
get a lot of tree stand therapy, thinking about my decisions.
Trying to think. Can you see yourself ever moving out there, like, and saying, "Hey, I'm going to do this"?
Not permanently, no.
Right. It's going to be continuing to,
Just back and forth.
6-8 months at a time or
Yep.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's it's cool, and also like a little bit I can understand. How I don't want to say weird for you, but it's like and I don't mean that you, but it's almost like you got two lives.
Yep, exactly.
Like half the
It's a
year,
time warp
you're-
when I
you're-
come
you're
home.
gone, and then all of a sudden, oh hey, Alex is back,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing you have contact with everybody,
Yeah.
but it's still like you're not here,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see the day-to-day things changing.
right?
It's a new town every time I come home.
Right. Oh, Nolan Road changed. Look,
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
freaking car dealership.
Something.
Isn't that Nolan Road? All the damn car dealerships. They
Mhm.
call it the Green Mile.
There's
I have
the
no
Green Mile or the Miracle Mile.
The Miracle Mile. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
The Miracle Mile. Now that there's one out in Kansas, what is that, like State Line? There's a bunch of freaking dealers
Nice.
all in a row. You ever notice that?
Dude, I don't go out that far.
You ever hear the Mike Thomas line from Amy and me, right?
It's like
When
Nolan
there's,
Road.
and there's a lot of traffic. My dad would be like, freaking Nolan Road.
Yeah.
Back when he was young, they used to cruise Nolan.
Yeah.
That used to be real popular to do back in the
I've
day.
heard people used to do that.
Yeah.
Whenever we did it in high school, it wasn't like that.
No,
It
it was
was.
like the thing to do back in the
Sure.
70s.
Cruising, yeah.
Is go cruising on Nolan Road with your muscle car or whatever.
You probably never heard anything like that, have you?
Oh, my grandpa, yeah.
You From your grandpa?
Yeah.
Yep. He
Makes sense.
lived back in the heyday.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Truman.
Truman. So yeah, right on Nolan Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad went to Fort Osage, but he lived up on
23rd.
like off the Twin Drive-ins.
Okay,
That's where
yeah.
he grew up.
Okay.
It was up in that area. So did my mom. But so we used to spend a lot of time in the old Independence, Missouri,
Yeah. So that's kind of your job.
which that's cool as hell.
That's really cool.
I didn't realize we were going to talk about work,
Yeah.
but I
Well,
get it now. I get it now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, besides the fishing and stuff, what else are you doing out there?
Crack.
No.
No,
So-
we're high class.
Yeah. We're just doing a lot of construction. He's trying to grow the lodge. We're kind of at max capacity of about 750 guests. And
Seems like a lot,
that's
though.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
But he wants to grow it. He wants to push 1,000.
So do some people go stay there that don't fish? Like they just go there to stay?
Not necessarily at our lodge.
Gotcha.
I know there's other places that do that. But he's kind of trying to grow that side of the business, the tourism side, where
Right.
maybe you don't want to fish every day, but you go out and go whale watching, go look for bears, go beach combing, go do stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
So we've just, as of right now, our bread and butter is fishing, but
Mhm.
he's trying to grow
Into
the
things.
next next step.
So, what are you doing on your free
I was
time?
gonna say you got free time, right? Like you don't
No.
work 24/7.
No, we work every day.
No
Okay.
shit.
There's
So you don't get to like. Well, I guess you have because we've talked
Yeah.
about like hunting.
You've obviously been blacktail hunting.
Yes.
How does that work out?
Like, how did that work?
So-
do you have to take time off?
Yeah, I do.
or, Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a little special trip that I made. We went up in December. So with this boat shop that
So
we've been building.
He
on.
comes home and is like, hey, I'm going back.
Yeah, I did bring my girlfriend up with that.
That was good. That's
So
smart.
she was up there for.
Yeah.
We were up there for like 3 weeks, and
I can only imagine that conversation. Like, hey, babe,
Uh,
welcome home.
I know I just got back.
I know I just got back, but I'm gonna go hunting. Oh yeah, where? Yeah, Alaska.
I'm going back.
actually it's a sore subject, but I didn't tell her I was going hunting until I bought a tag, and I was like,
I'm going hunting.
yeah. And then she was a little mad she didn't.
But
get the
you're
invite.
coming with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
You saved it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was smart.
It's
Smart.
still a sore topic. But no, we went up to just go cut down a bunch of trees to make room for this boat shop we were building,
Uh-huh.
and we'd gotten a lot done, and I was like, called my boss, and he'd kind of mentioned to us, like, take it easy a little bit, but we worked hard and didn't want to do that. But we ended up getting the project done, and he let us go take a boat and go hunting for it a couple days.
Nice.
And actually ended up killing a deer the first little stalk we did.
Now, was this with a rifle?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, so I'd bought a rifle in Juneau. Sight unseen. We just went to Sportsman's and just was like, that gun.
Right there.
Right.
Yep.
What caliber did you go with?
308.
308.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figured something
Sitka deer is pretty small.
small, but I
Yeah,
wanted something
yeah.
big enough if I ran into a bear and had
Sure.
a problem.
Are you always carrying when you're out
Rape whistle.
there? Yeah. Are you always carrying when you're out there with all the bears? Or
no.
Pretty.
Like no sidearm.
Nope.
Just the rifle.
Just a rifle, yeah.
So if you were bow hunting, would you carry?
Definitely.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
would freak me the hell out not to carry with.
Did you go hunting on the same island?
Yep.
Okay. So, like, what's a blacktail hunt like? I mean, I've seen some meat eater and stuff like that on a little bit of things, but like, how did that go down?
So, I mean, it's kind of like, I guess you're calling on them like an elk in a way. I mean, I've never elk hunted, but I've got a couple buddies that have, and he was up there with us.
Okay.
And so we just hiked. He dropped us off in a nice little ravine, and there was pretty low elevation where we were at, and started hiking up. And there's these open areas, and they're called muskegs. They're like a swampy area, muggy bottom.
Okay.
But they're in the mountains, and they're just stair-stepped up. And the deer really like those areas. I mean, because it's a really thick, nasty Southeast Alaska timber.
Yep.
I mean, deadfall or it's terrible.
I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm tired of deadfall.
And then you're right on the ocean, so you're 0 feet, and the mountains go up to about 3,000 to 4,000 feet.
So it's like
straight up. Yeah. You can get 800 feet of elevation in about, I don't know, it was like less than a quarter
looks
mile.
like it'd be a big blacktail.
like, and because I'm showing him the picture or whatever.
That'd be a good one for the show release, even though he gets to pick. But
Sure.
we gotta have a picture for the show
Okay.
release.
I don't know
that'd be a good one.
I don't know how big they're supposed to be, but that looks like it'd be a big one.
So the state record was 108 inches.
Okay.
And that one scored like 78.
Okay.
So
Still a big
I
black.
mean,
pretty good doing.
Yeah, like especially for your first one or whatever. Were you going just for a buck or were
Tell
you?
Yeah,
what,
you
it-
can only
it
shoot
looks
bucks.
like a whitetail.
Yeah, they're just smaller.
They've got a double throat patch,
Okay.
and then they've got
A black
a blacktail. But their chest hairs, they've got like a mane around their shoulders.
Really?
They got really long,
Kinda like an
6,
elk.
7 inch hairs.
I mean, elk
yeah.
kind of have that similar, like a mane almost on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know you could call for them. I didn't really
I
do
did
any
not
research
know
either.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What do they sound like?
sounds
It's a weird sound. I don't even know how to do it. It's been a
Hey,
while since
you
I heard.
guys.
No, not like that.
So actually, what I ended up using was I had a coyote call, and just messed with the reeds enough until it sounded like what I found on a YouTube video,
Nice.
and it ended up paying out.
How so? Did
So
it
did
just
you
come?
called it in?
Yeah, I called it in. So my buddy dropped us off. We hiked up the mountain, probably 3/4 of a mile, and then made one stand, called, didn't see anything, moved like probably 400 yards down to the next little ridge.
So you're calling, hoping to get the male to come in.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
like you would an elk.
Yep.
But you're blind calling, like you're not seeing them.
correct.
And do they reply like an elk would?
Not really. No.
So they're just gonna like.
They're just gonna
I
slip
hear-
in.
Okay, I'm gonna come in and.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason you're calling, and you're not really calling towards the bucks, you're calling towards the does.
Okay.
The does are very territorial and very protective of their youngs. So you're kind of doing a fawn in distress call.
Okay, gotcha.
So do
and-
they not like group up like the does around here? Nothing.
Not really. No.
So they're kind of singular
Yeah.
animals.
maybe 2 or 3
Really?
max that you would see at a time.
Okay.
So calling for the does, and then the bucks know, if a doe's coming in, I'm gonna go check out and see.
Where there's hoes,
There's bros.
there's hoes.
There's hoes. There's bros.
I know, but
But-
I was being the blacktail male in that situation.
Gotcha.
So he hears it and he's like, "There's hoes, there's hoes."
All right.
I'm sorry, listeners.
Trying too hard, man. So you get to your second spot. You start calling him. He just comes running in.
Yeah. My girlfriend, she had bought a Nikon camera and was taking pictures of, it's beautiful out there.
Oh,
So
yeah,
she
I'm
was
sure.
just a little bit in La La Land taking pictures of everything. And I'm like, hey, there's a deer coming in. So she's like 20 yards behind me, skylined on the hill. And I'm like, oh, crap, he's coming right at us. He's going to see us. And he gets about 40 yards, and the hill kind of bellied off, and he disappeared. And I'm like, oh, no, he's gonna smell us because our wind was kind of blowing towards the bottom. And so I start side hilling, just running. Made it about 15 yards until I saw him, and he was trotting away, and I just grunted at him twice, and then pow, got him. It was about 80-yard shot freehand.
That's cool.
It was pretty sweet.
That's awesome, man. How much do they weigh? They don't look like they're over 120 or something.
No, he was probably 115 pounds. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're pretty small.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
I'm assuming they're bigger than a coos.
I don't know. I
I think they're about similar size.
Yeah, I
Similar
think
size?
they're
Yeah.
about
Okay.
the same.
I always heard like coos is like a German Shepherd size.
Yeah,
Like,
they're not.
not
I mean,
very
they're not
big.
big. Well, I
No.
mean, 115. What was?
Sounds about right. Yeah, Trigger weighed like 90 pounds,
Yeah.
and he was weighed what a German Shepherd's supposed to weigh,
Right.
not 140 freaking pounds like some of these things. But interesting. I mean, and what's cool about it is it's on an island.
Yeah.
So it's just weird because it's its own ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear about, I think it's like in Michigan. There's an island where there's deer where like they have to kill a lot of them every year because they get so overpopulated.
Oh, wow.
Because I thought it's in Michigan maybe. There's no predators, so these deer just freaking.
Yeah, blow up. I can't
Which
remember.
there are predators on that island at
Yeah,
least.
there's
The
a lot of
bears,
bears.
I'm sure kill a decent amount of
Yeah,
deer.
and snow kill is actually a big factor
Oh,
up
is
there
it
too.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
So
y'all
they
are getting,
actually-
like, feet and feet
Mhm.
and feet of snow.
Yeah, they'll get pushed down to the beaches, and that's how a lot of the locals kill them. Is they just cruise around the beaches until they see one and hop off their skiff. And
What was it like getting the tag? Like, can anybody do it?
Like
an
Were you a
over-the-counter?
point system?
nope, it's all over the counter.
Are you considered a Alaska resident up there?
No.
So you're an out-of-stater.
Yep.
So you had to pay extra.
Yep, I did.
That sucks.
So my buddy, he's a resident, and he could have paid $20 and got 5 tags, and I paid $700 and I got 1.
Jeez,
That
700.
sucks.
Yeah,
I'd have a hard time spending that money for a deer.
I would do
For
it.
a deer
I would
tag.
do it. I
I'd
think
do
it'd be
it
fun.
if I
Yeah.
had money to do it. But
Well,
like
sure.
you can get an elk tag. I mean,
For
that's
that
what an
amount,
elk tag is.
Yeah.
Essentially, a little bit more than that now. But that's
Here's the crazy thing. I would spend $700 on a black-tailed deer before I would do it on a mule deer.
really.
I do not know why. I don't care about mule deer.
You're
that much.
talking 200-inch plus mule deer.
I know.
You'd rather.
don't
do it
know
on a
why.
Sitka.
It's just those seem like more fun to me. I don't know.
I mean, teach their
yeah.
own.
I mean, I would
don't
do
know.
a mule deer hunt. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I mean, I'm probably not going to do that either. But it just sounds like
I think it'd be
kind of be
cool.
more up my alley.
I think
guess
it'd be
is what I'm
cool
trying
just
to
to
say.
go up there and just experience the place.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Just
Yeah.
go there. The hunting would be awesome too. What about grizzly? Can you get a grizzly tag there?
so as a non-resident, you have to have a guide,
Mm-hmm.
or you have to have a next of kin that's a resident.
Stupid question.
Yep.
Is a brown bear a grizzly bear? And are those two different things?
They are two different
That's
things.
what I thought.
Yeah.
So these are brown bears,
Coastal brown bear.
which is technically a grizzly still, or is it just a
I
different?
believe they're a
form?
little bit
I
different.
thought brown bears were actually bigger than grizzlies.
They are.
That's what I thought.
I always thought they were just
No,
big
they're two
grizzlies.
different things.
I know. They're both bears.
They're both mean ass bears. How about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But so you can't. You have to have a guide to hunt one of those.
Yeah.
But you can hunt the brown bears. then.
Yes, you can.
Have you looked into that at all?
I would.
They're pricey for a tag.
Really?
I
Yeah.
bet.
For a tag and a guide, you're probably looking at like 10, 12 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what about like a non-resident, like any of the people?
I think
that you-
that's he has
Yeah,
to have
as an
if
as
he
a
was a
non-resident.
resident, he could
I'm
get
sorry.
a tag.
I meant as a resident, because I'm sure you got buddies up there that live full time. Have any of them looked into it?
Not really. The bears that we have, they eat dead salmon, like the salmon that come up into the rivers and spawn.
Yeah.
So I would in the
It's probably
fall.
just gross.
Yeah.
It just tastes nasty, and
Mhm.
obviously up there everybody wants meat.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a waste
Yeah.
in their eyes.
Yes.
I mean, I
definitely.
get it.
So you'd
that
have to
makes
go
sense.
somewhere else,
Yeah.
like on the island, or just somewhere else totally.
I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it too much.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
See, I would
Yeah.
be more apt to look into the predator side of things than I would.
I don't disagree. Like that, I would. If you said, "Hey, you want to go brown bear hunting or blacktail," I would pick the brown bear.
Yeah.
But I don't disagree there. Wolves? Are there wolves there?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just the brown bear is the only predator.
Yeah.
That's neat.
No coyotes.
Nope.
Surprising. They're
I
pretty.
know they're usually everywhere.
They're pretty everywhere. Yeah. But no,
So-
that's really cool.
Is that all like the hunting and stuff that you've been doing up there?
Yeah, I've only gone out. I think we hunted 2 more times,
Yeah.
but that was it.
So when you go up there, like you go up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
like,
we're
you're-
there to work.
You're
Yeah.
working.
We work from 6:30 till whenever it's time to quit.
Now, when you leave, is the lodge shutting down?
Yeah.
Okay, because just
Does
weather.
the owner stay there?
No, he's
Like
got a house
everybody.
in Arizona.
Hmm.
So like,
Yeah,
dude,
sounds about right.
Yeah.
70-year-old dude.
Mhm.
Yep.
I would say from about October till February, there's probably maybe one person up there.
No shit.
Yeah, and we cycle on and off just because of the immense amount of snow that we do get. Is to shovel boats out, shovel buildings, make sure stuff doesn't freeze or collapse. And
Yeah.
So you're up there by yourself? Just
normally we do cruise at 2
okay.
if we have to go up. But
Freaky.
this last winter there's hardly any snowfall.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's not good, probably.
Good for the deer.
I mean, good for the deer, but I don't know. I would think they'd want the snow. I don't know.
So
Enough about it.
So that's your hunter profile in Alaska, but then also back here we talked a little bit about turkeys and all that. But you talked about deer.
Yeah.
So you're a pretty hardcore deer hunter.
Oh yeah.
Has that turned it? Move your phone. One of you two. I keep hearing it. I don't know what, but anyway, I'm guessing you transitioned to bow hunting.
Yeah.
A decent amount.
How long you been bow hunting
Like
for?
what was that transition like? You grew up rifle hunting with your parents, or with your dad?
With my dad, yeah.
And then like what gave you that itch to say,
The longer season.
yeah? I mean,
It was like,
It's a
why
no-brainer.
would I hunt for 2 weekends whenever I can hunt for 4 months?
yeah,
Right.
100%.
So when did you start doing that?
I mean, I got into bow hunting. I got a bow when I was like 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't shoot my first deer until I was 16.
Okay.
Shot a doe. It was close to about, wasn't it?
I was 15 when I shot
With-
my first one.
With a bow?
With a bow? No, I would have been
Older?
17, 18,
Still not
somewhere
too
in
far
there.
off.
That's when
Yeah.
I started getting into the bow hunting.
Yeah.
Started out with rifle just like
Yeah.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So and
So originally, like, you bought a bow and you just like enjoyed shooting it.
Yeah.
At first, but like I'm guessing your dad didn't bow hunt much.
He did. I
Okay.
mean, he had an old bow. I mean, it was
just like
probably-
wasn't like super important to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he would go out with me every once in a while, but it was my grandparents live on the property that
Uh-huh.
I bow hunt on, so
Mhm.
that I just spend the night and go hunt all weekend, and then
That's so cool.
yeah, it was awesome. And then he also would tell me not to shoot does because he didn't want to mess with it because it was hot.
Well,
So there for a
I mean,
while,
I don't disagree.
yeah.
I guess in September. Yeah.
But yeah, started bow hunting, and then I think it was 2 years ago I started doing some public land. Went down to Oklahoma and shot a public land deer down there,
Nice.
and then yeah, I've shot probably 10 or 12 bucks with a bow now, and
Which is
just
pretty good when you started at 16 and you're only 23.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty good.
yeah, it's
The,
pretty
the
awesome.
past 3 or 4 years I've killed 3 deer a year.
So
three
are you
bucks.
hunting in Missouri and then down in Oklahoma? Or
Yeah.
Are you going other states?
Oklahoma, I've hunted a little bit in Kansas, and then Alaska last year
With the blacktail.
with a blacktail. Not with a bow though, but that's goal for this
That's
year.
like the next one. You're
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I've killed one. Now I want to get closer, which is that's natural for a lot of people. Like
You just want to make it more difficult.
a lot of people,
they want that-
start with a rifle and they're like, okay, this is fun. But what if I was like at 20 yards?
Yeah.
If I'm going to be at 20 yards, I might as well
have a bow. Yeah, make the story a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome, man. So you've gotten bit hard. So like with the Oklahoma deal, do you just kind of picked up and you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go down to Oklahoma and try this out. Or did you have some buddies or something?
Well, so buddy that I worked with up in Alaska, he's a waterfowl guide, and he convinced me to go down there and work with them. So I wouldn't say I was a guide, but I was a field hand, bird cleaner, scout, just do whatever.
There's a fucking goose.
yeah,
Shoot it.
or cranes or ducks. I mean, there's a lot of running around.
I'm going to get so much
do
shit
they
for
have the
that.
sandhill cranes down there?
Yeah,
Have you tried one?
they're amazing.
Really?
Dude, I want
So freaking
That's the
good.
only like fowl. Do they call those fowl too? Like is that
I
a
don't
bird?
know.
That's the only fucking bird that I really care to shoot is one of those sandhill cranes because what is it? The prime rib of the sky or something like that?
Ribeye of the sky.
Ribeye of the sky.
They
Oh,
are
that's-
so
that's-
amazing.
That's sketchy.
Yeah, that sounds.
I would try
wanna-
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to try one. So you went down there. Public and did he not have land for you? And you
No, everything they do is lease. So there's like day leases.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a big lake down there that had a lot of public land around it, and I was like,
I'm gonna go
Just-
hunting.
yeah.
Is it you can get over the counter tag
Yep.
in Oklahoma?
mm-hmm.
Nice.
They got
So they're
pretty
still
good deer
they're
down
still
there.
like Missouri a little bit.
Yeah. But they've got some really good deer down there.
Do they?
Oklahoma's becoming a really good state.
Yeah.
And guess what they're doing differently with CWD?
Not killing them all off. I know that.
Yeah.
How you feel about the CWD?
Oh God, we're gonna
I
get
think
into
it's
it.
made up.
I
I don't. Conspiracy theories, I guess.
Hey,
You and
I
me
got
both.
our aluminum hats over here. You want to get them on?
I would.
Yeah. No, we actually had a show 2 or 3 months ago
Yeah.
about a landowner's perspective because
Yeah.
he's got a
Well,
buddy.
he knows Belzer.
You know Belzer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're at ground zero.
Well,
in Missouri,
he's
basically.
he hunts up north too. I don't know exactly what
Northeast.
county.
I'm farther east. I'm in Lewis County.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is that
Like-
Eric's
Yep.
spot?
Mhm.
Okay.
So they are like the second county to have it in Missouri, aren't they? Like there was one before them, or are they
Saline,
the first?
Saline and Lynn,
Yeah. So they're
which they were right next to each other.
first two
where we were.
counties that started, with it, and so he's been dealing with it for
Is it over in y'all's county?
12, 13 years.
It is, but actually, I think last year was the first year they initialized the checking.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. You had to get a buck checked, or
Only
well,
once.
you had to take it to check in.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
go get
But
they.
you were getting it mounted.
Yeah. I don't know if that's still the case. I would assume that's still the case.
Yeah. Well, like if you're getting it mounted, they have to ruin the cape.
they literally cut like the bottom neck.
Yes,
like you
that's
would
ruining
slit-
the cape.
Yeah, like you would slit the throat
Yeah.
if I remember right, and they pull the gland out or whatever.
Yeah, that'd ruin the cape unless they can get it without damaging it, and then the taxidermist can just stitch it back or something. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't had to
Anyways,
worry
well-
about it yet, thank God.
Yeah,
But-
I'm hoping we don't.
Um,
But anyways, so went down to Oklahoma. You're like, I'm gonna go try this public land thing out.
Yeah. Had a saddle with me,
Okay.
and that was one of the first hunts I went on with a saddle. Didn't end up using it, and I actually called him in on the ground to like 15 yards.
What kind of call? Like grunting?
Rattle.
Rattle.
Yeah.
Okay. So was it earlier season, like
It was-
October frame, or?
It was actually I had shot a buck in Missouri during rifle season, and then
so it's in
I had to wait.
later
Yeah.
November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I had to wait until the season ended for bow season to start back up. So I was
Yeah.
like, screw it, I'm gonna go down there and kill another deer.
So we're mid-November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's
So
cool.
That's really cool, man.
I'm guessing their rut's very similar to ours.
Yeah.
What? How big of a deer was that?
I was gonna ask.
Oh,
how
he
big
was a
they're-
goofy buck. He had just one big beam on his left side, and he was it would have been an 8-pointer, but he just had a big beam.
Yeah.
Was he all broke up or just weird?
He had a couple broke tines, but he was just a big bully buck. Like he was kind of a little bit bachelored up. There was 2 or 3 other smaller bucks with him, but I rattled and he postured up and came charging in. They're like,
Reminds me of that 8-pointer at your place that always gets broke up every year.
Yeah.
Remember, what was that one year he didn't have any antlers left except for his beams?
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was funny as hell.
He's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
Is that the one that got shot
that was the white-
that
that was the-
Friday before you?
Yeah, that was the white 8.
Oh, I'm so upset for you. Well, that didn't work out at all for you. He doesn't shoot this 8-pointer that wouldn't have scored
135, probably.
well with nothing else like
Yeah.
couple, and then he shoots a 180-inch deer the next Saturday
"Dow."
or the next day actually,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Next
Because
day.
he was killed Friday night,
He was killed Friday night.
and
the
you
second
killed him
weekend,
Saturday morning.
And I killed
Yeah.
next one.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, so it's kind of funny. I didn't think of. I had no idea what to think about this. I didn't even know your name till like the other day,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, I got a show for us this week. My buddy Alex, we're gonna do a 100 profile. I'm like, all right, that sounds good to me. And I'm kind of thinking about that dude, the most interesting man in the world.
Sure.
You've seen those.
Oh, yeah, the
those-
commercial?
Those
Yeah.
memes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
The Dos Equis.
Like
Yeah, it's like
Alex.
Dos Equis.
Alex
I
is
was
turning
thinking
into
for-
that guy. Like, I just
Living
go-
a great life.
I work
man.
in Alaska for 6 months out of the year. I kill some black-tailed deer. I go to Oklahoma. I do this and that.
Pretty good life.
Sounds pretty fun.
It is, at times. Being
Oh.
home or being gone for that.
That's
long
gotta
of a
be
time,
rough.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
gotta
fun.
be rough. When's the girlfriend moving up there?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
She still has a job. She's got to work. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. She can't take off for 6 months at a time.
Yeah, probably not. Unless she can work remote.
she does.
You got internet up there.
I
I'm sure.
literally could do my job anywhere in the world.
There you go.
So like I could do something like that. I could have 2 jobs at once.
I don't know.
I would
It
suck.
sounds like he's
I would
working.
suck at what you do.
It sounds like he's working his ass off, though.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it'd
not gonna
be a big transition
I would
for you.
I would suck at what he does. First off, I'd be like, they're gonna put me in the fish room. I'm like, no.
So, but that's awesome, man. Just
Like, why is there so much bone in this? Nate was on duty today.
Are you tired of fish yet?
Oh yeah, we have actually. I brought you guys fish. I have some in the cooler.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, I
appreciate
almost
that.
forgot about that.
My son, what is it? Is it halibut?
Yep.
My son is.
Dude,
gonna
I
love
like
you.
halibut. Halibut's good fish,
My
man.
son Caden loves fish,
Good.
and I don't think he's ever had halibut.
Man, I don't know. But
You'll have to tell us how to cook it too, so
Okay.
he knows exactly.
what's your
how to-
what's your favorite
Yeah.
way?
Smear it in mayonnaise
And grill it.
and put it in a pan. Put it in the oven for like at 425 for like 12 minutes.
Really?
Really?
The mayonnaise boils up into like an oil, and it just sears it perfect, and it's amazing.
See it? So
Salt, pepper,
smear it in
anything
mayo.
like
Yeah,
that?
whatever seasoning you want to put on it. We
Smear it
put
in mayo.
Traeger rub on it, and
Mm-hmm.
it works great.
So smear it in mayo. Or mayo.
Mayonnaise.
Yep.
Um.
And then you can put cheese, like cheddar cheese, on the top.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And you can dress it up however you like. It's kind of like
You can
chicken.
do some rub if you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Kind of
chicken.
like chicken. Yeah.
It tastes however you want to make it.
Yeah.
Put
Has
it in
an
a
easy
pan.
Profile.
Yep.
Because halibut's like kind of a milder fish.
Yeah. There's
For-
hardly any fishy flavor at all.
In the
Yeah.
oven.
I think
How
you-
long did you say?
425 for like 12 minutes, depending on how thick it is. You don't
Right.
want to overcook it.
So it's kind of like elk.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to overdo it because you can ruin it.
But
Yes.
you don't want it rare.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You don't want rare fish. That sounds horrible.
Actually, I mean, a lot of
Can
people
you?
eat. Yeah. Yeah. you
Oh,
can.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I don't cook enough fish.
I don't fuck around with fish that much. Yeah.
I wish
so-
I did but I'm the only person in my family that will eat fish.
Okay.
Like my wife, she doesn't do seafood or nothing like that.
Really?
And so we just never have it around.
Yeah.
And
I'm surprised we don't more because like Becca loves fish.
does she?
I don't. I wouldn't say she loves fish. She likes fish,
But she don't mind it. Yeah.
but I don't eat fish. That's like I'm not a picky eater, but that is a meat I don't eat. I have tried fish everywhere I can, and I'll try halibut. I
Yeah.
will try it because I want to like fish. I tried mahi in Hawaii. I'm like, I'll like this. Hated it.
I like sushi.
Sushi's pretty good.
Dude, I like sushi and stuff like that. I can pretty much
I've had
eat anything.
sushi a few
There's
times.
not
I
many
can't
things,
remember.
as you can tell, there's not many things I don't like. I can pretty much eat anything.
But that's awesome. Yeah. So now you're also a cook. So that meme is really coming true to me.
Oh, yeah.
The most interesting man in the world
A
at
little bit of
23.
a little bit of everything, man. Just living a cool life. That's awesome, man. I'm glad we could get you on here. Tell a little bit of your life story. Got anything else you want to add to it?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I feel like we covered a big
A little
big
like,
range of
yeah.
topic. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kind of and that's when we do these hunter profiles, which we don't do all the time, but when we do these hunter profiles, it's basically just trying to get to like you're getting to know someone who is like, interesting. You know, like
And also, it gives somebody else a different idea. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you're 23 years old. Some
Exactly.
kid that
Yeah.
might be getting out of college, not knowing what he wants to do, is like, dude, this guy, he lives in Missouri, goes to Alaska every year, and then comes back, blah, blah,
that's
blah.
such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I do that? Or,
Yeah.
go somewhere else, try something different.
And it's really interesting to hear just other hunters like career paths. And I don't mean like your job itself. I mean as a hunter, your path and that
Mhm.
career, which I'm not saying you're a career hunter, but whatever, what I'm trying to say. And so like all of us have a different path and how we like all three of us in this room, we all started hunting in a different way.
Yeah.
You guys started younger, but he basically started by himself with his brother.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of started doing their own thing. You started with your dad at 3 damn years old. I
Mhm.
didn't start until I was in college because some girl I was dating had a brother who took me, like, which is now my wife. And so everybody's like got that different path, and it's just interesting to hear
Yeah.
like how people have gotten to where they're at in their hunting life, or in this case your hunting and your job. Like
Mhm.
it's kind of all intertwined with you. So that's just really nifty, and every once in a while we'll have that person like that'd be really cool story to hear is
Yeah.
how they got to like what they're doing.
Are you
So-
an influencer yet? You should start,
Oh.
like, filming all this stuff. You could be famous.
It's hard with all the rain up there.
Really?
Yeah, it is. But I
Only
did.
OnlyFans is free.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got nice looking feet.
Oh. I
Let me
did.
see your feet.
Easy. Oh, jeez. That took a turn. But you did start doing a little
A
bit?
little bit, yeah. I think it's called Garhole Outdoors is the
That's a
Instagram.
perfect name,
Yeah.
dude. Garhole. I love that.
So
That's
trying to
awesome.
figure out what I'm doing with it, but
Yeah. is
Where
it
did
on
that
YouTube?
name come from? Garhole.
me and my buddies, I mean, we'd go hunt public land waterfowl. We'd go try and hunt public land for anything, and we just sucked.
Just the gar hole.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And that's on YouTube?
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go check that out. Gar hole on Instagram. Do you want to put out your social, or do you want to just
Yeah.
keep that private?
You can request to follow me. If I accept it, I accept it, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So what's your handles? And
It's
all that?
Alex.Gahner.
Perfect.
Yep.
How you spell your last name?
Gahner.
Perfect, man.
I would not have done that correctly. Gahner.
Yep.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's cool. That's
Yep.
cool. Dude,
Well-
Alex, thanks so much for,
Oh,
coming
anytime.
down. And,
Thanks for the invite.
like I said, it was fun for me because I heard it for the first time, just like the listener is hearing it for the first time, just
Yeah.
kind of your story. A lot of times I'll know the person,
All right.
and we pretty much, kind of know. We know they're got a cool life or what they're doing. And in this case, I'm like, well, it must be pretty cool because Micah said it'd be cool.
Yeah.
And Micah typically doesn't screw up, shows. Too bad.
Not too.
Except for those 212, but
Whatever it was.
I'm not counting. But yeah, man. So we appreciate it so much for coming on. And so when do you go back to Alaska?
I go back on Tuesday.
Oh, you literally are going back
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
Yep.
So your 6 months starts.
Oh, I've already been up
Oh,
there
you've
for
already
2
been up
months.
Been
yeah.
up there.
Okay.
I came back for 10
So
days.
you start like in.
I got up there March 1st.
Okay. So basically, when spring's kind of like just starting to crack.
Mhm. Yep. As soon as we get a
Yeah.
warm 75-degree day, I get anxious because I know it's time to leave.
Like, do they give you a date? Or is it just like
Sometimes.
they call you and be like, Alex, it's starting to get nice up here.
Yeah.
You start getting your affairs in order.
Yep.
Type of deal. That's cool.
And then when do you usually come back?
Oh, about middle to end of September.
Dude, that's
Almost perfect.
It is
Yeah.
perfect.
Jesus Christ.
That's pretty sweet.
55, 60 degrees there, and I come back, and it's just nice weather to
chill
start
here,
hunting.
yeah. That's awesome.
I never have a summer,
I
which
love
is
it.
good.
Summers
Which
here
is good
suck
and bad.
at times.
I
yeah.
hate summer. I'll be honest.
I like
hate,
it, but I also hate it.
I
Yeah.
hate summer. I would much rather deal with winter. I say that.
I don't
but
disagree with you, depending on.
Yeah.
certain
I don't know if I
things.
could do Alaska winter all the time. I'm sure it gets a little old.
I just wish we could have fall all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think where would
Agree.
you have to
That-
move to have fall all the time?
I don't know that
Southeast
exists.
Alaska during the summer.
There you
Really?
go. But you
Yep.
said during the summer. It's
Yep.
not fall all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I don't think there's anywhere where it's just like perfect all the time.
Yeah.
San Diego's pretty nice,
That's what we hear.
but it's like not really fall. It's more like nice spring evening, like 70 all the time.
And I
type
never
of deal.
want to go to California.
And I don't
so,
want to live in California.
Yeah. F that.
But that's cool, man. Well, Alex Gahner, man, I appreciate you coming on and doing this hunter profile with us. And I guess good luck with the turkeys the rest of the week until you leave.
Thank you.
We need you to get on that grizzly bear hunt though, or
Oh,
brown bear hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can make that happen, we'll have you. You need to come on again and tell us how. The
He
brown
can be
bear
our
hunt.
guide. Oh,
All
okay,
right.
no, he can't.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll move out there, become a guide, and then we can go
There you go.
hunt with him.
There you go.
We are working towards a DIY Sitka blacktail hunt.
Oh, out there at
yeah.
the lodge.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my boss into let me start running that.
That'd be
That's a good
that's
idea.
pretty
See,
cool,
that's
man.
why he likes you. You're coming up with
You're an
good
idea
ideas.
man.
Yeah.
I like it.
And bring up the foot thing on Owen.
look at these things.
Yeah. We wear muck boots every day.
Yeah, well, so they're sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably sell your socks, bro.
Oh, God.
All right.
Look
that's
at
enough.
this
That's
bunion.
yeah, that's enough.
All right, thanks, man. We'll see
All
you.
right. See
Thank
ya.
you.